Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the first official Spy Party Summer Cut 2023 cast. It is week one, so we'll have the group stages, and it's good to be back here once again. And we'll have two casters to help break down these two games between Verdruss and Yosh in Group D, and Matt Spy First versus Star Z in Group F. And those casters gonna be Guggy and Hornet. Take it away.
Hello, everyone. So, as Wrestler mentioned, today we are looking at two of the Week 1 matches. We'll be starting things off with Group D, and not something you hear often during Week 1, but I think there are actually some playoff implications in this match. We have Verdruss against Yosh, and the reason I say that is while most people are working on their first match, Yosh is actually finishing his up in this matchup. So since both of these players have a Dafayesh in their group, they're probably looking to pick up a win today. And yeah, Guggy, what do you think about these two players?
I think both of them are pretty good. I don't have the groups up, but I can say both of them are very good competitors to get second place after Dafayeshu's, which is probably just gonna win. Um, I think I predicted a Dafayesh in first period in the cup, so
To quickly give the
this is a very
groups,
important group. Yeah.
to quickly give the groups for Group D, it's Adapayesh, Yash, Verdruss, and Carson 2. Yash has won against Carson 2 7-5, and lost against Adapayesh 8-4.
Yeah, interesting score lines there. So fairly close match with a newer player, which that could mean a few different things, but probably fairly decent for a new player to get a score like that. But also, honestly, losing 8-4 against Adafayesh is pretty good because if you looked at Masters Division, I mean, some of the Masters were losing worse than that to Adafayesh, so you got to kind of feel proud of that. And these two players were, I think, only one division apart, Yash and Verdruss. Head to head, I think these games usually go in Verdruss's favor, but skill wise, they should be fairly close, so that should set us up for a pretty good match today. And yeah, luckily we don't have to worry about drafts today. The venue is already set, and I believe they are played in the specific order listed.
Yep. I definitely didn't accidentally maybe think that Veranda was fifth and Pub was fourth. But it doesn't matter the order at the end of the day. You're gonna play it all 12 games out anyway. So
Yeah, so pretty interesting formats here. Looks like we got both the 4 of 7 versions of both Courtyard and Pub. More or less, I think what people are used to. I think Pub 4 of 7 probably hasn't made an appearance in some time, but I am actually quite a fan of Pub 4 of 7. I think with the extra time, generally, at least with newer players such as myself, I think the extra time helps because a lot of the missions you can do on Pub, you can usually do quite quick with, Flirt and Fingerprints, the only one that are taking like a lot of time.
well, I mean, Pub 4 of 7, in my opinion, is just a slightly worse Courtyard. And look, we're gonna start on Courtyard, so we're just gonna have two Courtyards here. Um, but otherwise it's a pretty all-rounded group stage with a whole bunch of different formats. So very nice.
Yep, and speaking of Courtyard 4 of 7, let's go ahead and get into it. It looks like Yash is going to be the first player on the spy side, and we'll be spying as Salmon. And let's go ahead and kick it off in 3, 2, 1, planet.
AI control is taking us directly into statues. So, great start. We're actually getting progress, which is more than enough for Yosh. And we're getting a highlight too, but sure, that's just a statue highlight, so nothing to worry about.
Yeah, good progress, but of course it forces us to spend the entire rest of the game as a highlight, and it may be the only highlight for a while. So we're definitely going to probably get flare paired here with pearls, but still probably a good idea to go ahead and take that flare progress. I mean, since we were kind of forced into the statues, we're probably not being too heavily tunneled right now, but I do think Verdruss is going to keep an eye on us for the time being.
Yeah. That being said, I don't think that you're gonna be flirt pairing within the first minute of the game unless you're like me, and then you might, but this is we're probably, I think this might be the perfect bug range where we're not pushing the Emba out, but we're still in range for a standing bug. So I don't know if Yosh can take this.
Yeah, and even if not, so actually,
That
we
is a failed walking bug though.
yeah, so the camera was actually all the way on the opposite side of the venue. That would have been a good time to take it, but unfortunately we take it just as the camera pans over. And yeah, with the walking animation, that arm was just way too visible. Verdruss saw it and immediately takes a shot.
Yeah, I think if that was the other arm, that might have been more fine. Of course, probably I think just a standing bug there was maybe the way to go, but it's only one game down.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit just if it had been right at that moment when the sniper had panned around to the other side, I think that would have been the opportune time. Instead, Yash did try to time it with the ambassador leaving. If we had the arm behind the ambassador, I think that would have worked out, but did not quite work out. So let's go ahead and see what Verdruss can do on the spy side. And it looks like we'll be spying as queen in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
We're going to stick on AI control for a little bit, and this one is not going to take its statues, but we are going to take control and go through a conversation, which is very illegal, but Yosh isn't going to notice that, so that's fine.
Yeah, it looks like we had a near identical start where we spawned at the statues but pathed away. Instead, we are going to go ahead and follow our ST to statues. So we're going to get that flirt progress, but our ST is actually blocking the second inspect. Let's see if she'll put it down in time for us to get that. And it looks like, yeah, so we get flirt progress and 2 inspects, so pretty productive. And actually, we go into a third cycle animation. I don't know if that's seen by Yosh. No reaction so far.
Notably, that third animation was broken, which I don't think was necessary, but it also wasn't noticed. That is a bug.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty, like, even if you didn't see the arm, the path swung quite hard into the ambassador. So I would expect that to at least have got Yasha's attention. Maybe he's looking for a little more confirmation.
Yeah, I think that would have been a great bug if we weren't highlight, but you could definitely see the purse going through the bush a little bit.
Yeah,
But
but that does go to show. It looks like Verdruss is going for a very aggressive style on the spy side. Maybe not even waiting for the more discreet moments, just kind of just going straight for it and just hoping that the sniper didn't see, which I think might actually be the case. So yeah, really looking really good so far with 2 missions done and half a flirt.
Real DA just got highlight. I'm not entirely sure what that one's about, but I'm assuming the DA might have been out for a while. But either way, Yosh has found the real DA, and we're gonna go straight there and I assume BB. Yep.
Yeah, I wanted to go for a
Commander red.
briefcase, but Twin went ahead and took that instead. Okay, so it looks like Yash was probably just waiting, for maybe one more mission. If he assumed that Seduce is done, then yeah, he was just being patient and waiting for the final mission. I think likely this was for the bug. It could have either been for the bug or the animation break in all honesty, but yeah, you can't really let 2 of those things get past the sniper. You need a little bit of luck for that to happen.
Yeah. Very
Yeah,
nice game by Yosh, and a very blatant but fun game by Verdruss.
yeah, definitely fun. Definitely nice to just kind of go for it sometimes, and that absolutely can work out. But yeah, so far both the snipers looking pretty sharp, and we are going to move into high rise. So looks like we got 3 of 6 high rise, and Yash has opted for what looks like the most common format of turning off transfer and fingerprints. And we'll kick things off as Irish in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Say it's the most common, but recently I've seen so many people turning off inspects for some reason. So also we're AI control directly next to ambassador. So
Yeah, this is maybe a little unfortunate because this can be one of those cases where we have bug credit, but we don't actually have bug to go along with it. So we may get shot just for doing 2 missions. Really just depends on how strongly Verdruss suspects it. If he had a clear line of sight, then I think maybe he knows that okay, he didn't actually bug. But sometimes you do get credited for those situations.
yeah, this is why you should. A lot of people should probably take control earlier because you just sometimes get bug credit in the first 10 seconds, and then like, well, shit a bug.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that, and I've definitely been guilty of leaving AI control on for too long. It's kind of, especially as kind of a newer, lesser skilled player, you think like, okay, this will prevent me from making a big mistake early on, right? But you lose so many opportunities by doing it that it ends up not being worth it in most cases. Um, and really, we're just idling. I think. Okay, so we're finally going to go for some flirt credit, for some flirt progress, rather. I was thinking maybe this might be one of those situations where we notice the party is really active and we're just going to time out and try to frame someone else. But we are at least going for the flirt to give us more options in case that doesn't work out.
Yep. We only have 34% on that flirt, but this is high rise, so we can pretty easily get 1 or 2 missions real quick.
Yeah.
And Disney's going to leave, so potentially we can get a cooldown faster.
Yeah, we have Salmon doing double inspects at center statues, picking up a highlight for that. So if there's ever going to be a frame target, that would be it. Let's see if Yosh plays into it, but of course we will need Salmon to at least get in with a DA. And he's going for a fingerprint as well, so that could definitely work out for us, especially considering our progress is kind of lacking at the moment.
I think that briefcase might be dead, but still, I don't know if Verdruss would know that. So Salmon's definitely probably top suspect here.
Sorry,
If
briefcase
not,
is
like,
dead because fingerprints
top
are
three.
off. Sorry.
That is
That
a
would
very good
also
point.
yeah, you're not wrong.
It's funny, both as a caster and as a sniper, how often I will forget that missions are turned off and just track them anyways. Uh, Unfortunately, Salmon is being very AI-like. He went to an empty combo, which Kane eventually joined, takes an innocent drink. If I'm a sniper, I'm not super worried about Salmon right now. I think Yash needs to start getting some missions done, and we only have 30 seconds to do it.
Yep. It's too late for a timeout at this point because we're already in the beeps. We are taking the last sip, and I'm assuming we're gonna Purloin here. And yep, and we're waiting, and we're leaving, and Smallman gets shot.
That wow.
Okay.
I don't know if that was intentional. I wanna call Yash a genius and just say, hey, I'm gonna frame I'm gonna frame Smallman with his failed purloin. I think maybe he just walked away a little too quickly, causing the glass break animation. But either way, hey, there's the power of doing things. We went for the mission. I think we were gonna go in and try to finish the seduce and contact real quick, and Smallman takes a bullet. Smallman is already suspicious to begin with, and when you're right next to Toby, when there's a glass break animation, that can be enough sometimes.
Yep. I think it was probably a little bit of a hasty shot, especially because Smallman was putting back a book at the time. But you know, always good to shoot Smallman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I do agree. Like it was a little fast considering I don't think contact, like even a fake contact, ever went off. So you would really have to be giving him credit for a lot of. Yeah, I mean, you have to be gonna give him credit for Seduce Bug, and really, since the Purloin didn't go off, you can't give him credit for that. Yeah, maybe a little quick, but I think just at the time when he swung over, he didn't see anyone else around Toby, so it felt like the right shot. And yeah, so it looks like Verdruss will have to play catch up now as sorry in 3, 2, 1, planet.
Bug, 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 bug. Nope. Okay.
Yeah,
That
spawn
would have
right by
been
the
a nice.
Amba.
Yeah, it would have been a nice bug if the Amba was going the same direction as us, but the Amba took one of the like 3 pads that would have not went the same direction as us, which is
Yeah,
unfortunate.
it looks like Queen kind of bounced him away too. There's a lot of moments like that where you spawn right by the Amba, but just the bug opportunities are not there. You definitely need some luck to work out in your favor. Um, but
Yep.
yeah, just Verdruss taking slightly more aggressive approach again, going straight in for the flirt, which makes sense. Um, really no reason not to at this point. And yeah, looks like we have the same setup with transfer and yeah, transfer and fingerprint turned off. So yeah, just kind of
Yeah,
taking our
there is
time.
no transfer, there is no microfilm. You're absolutely right on that part.
Thank
Um,
you.
yep. No one in this party is really doing anything. And like besides Queen, the only person out is the DA. If we knew that Twin was the SDA, I wouldn't hate a fake BB here just to throw a lot of stuff on Kane General, but we obviously don't.
Yeah, I was
know
about to
that.
say, this is one of the more dead parties, and luckily Kane helps us out a little bit by going center statue, so he is really the only suspect that would be looked at this point. But yeah, Verdruss is most likely going to have to make something happen here, because the party is not really helping, or not doing him any favors.
I wouldn't have hated Bug on the way, like when the Amber was next to us in combo, Bug out of conversation, but that moment's passed, and I think we're not going for Prince because Prince are off, but we're going for Inspects.
Yeah, Verdruss going for his own set of inspects. Not a bad decision. Maybe not one of the more common routes gone on high rise, but I think it's fine, especially considering that you're not going to be the only one with inspect credit. So at the very least, you could, hopefully try to force this down to a 50-50 shot.
I think Inspects need to be done at least sometimes, otherwise then nobody will shoot like AIs who do Inspects. And also, I think they're probably just one of the... That is a failed bug. Not noticed. But it's not taken either. But what was I saying? Something about Inspects?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to keep the sniper honest, go for them every now and then. Yeah, fortunate reverse drive-by bug didn't quite go off. Like, I kind of like the attempt, but didn't work out. Going back to the same statues, so I think we're going for a swap. So that's actually quite clever, because the sniper really doesn't have any reason to really suspect you at this moment since you've already been there. But yeah, going back for the swap is quite smart, because it's really just not going to be on the radar of the sniper, and it is a green swap too. So yeah, an AI who has like no suspicion on them is going to go swap for us, and I think the sniper has no reason to really check the statue at this time. Problem is we still have that one last mission that we need to do, and we don't have a lot of time to do it.
Yep, we were going to flirt with Duke of Books, but unfortunately we missed the pad. We did take a bug, but we're not going to be able to get a flirt here in time, I don't think. Nope, we're going to get it last second. Here's the shot.
Just in time.
That is a wrong shot on the wrong target anyway.
Yeah,
Wow.
I was a little surprised to see General take the bullet there. I think maybe we were aiming for Twin with a suspected swap, because I don't think General had done too much to warrant a shot there. Wasn't really near any mission sites either.
That was definitely a panic shot by Yosh, who was not expecting any sort of overtime and just shot Twin for being at statues.
Yeah, I think that was just a really good play from Verdruss, swapping the statue that that he had already inspected, and it really kind of took a bit of time before an AI was called over to swap. So I think it just wasn't really on Yosh's radar, and yeah, just really caught him off guard. That yeah, we got the flirt and the swap went off like right in the last 10 seconds, and yeah, yeah. So it looks like both spies get wins on high rise, and let's go ahead and move on to the next venue.
Yep. The next venue being one with a big old shark in the way of everything.
Yep, and it looks like Yosh is gonna be spying as Alice in 3, 2, 1, planet.
Yet again, Yosh is on AI control, which, well, it didn't actually, I don't think, affect him last time, but...
Yeah, we're on AI control. Yeah, I'm not too sure exactly why, because really on the earlier parts of Aquarium, you can get away with quite a lot, because the sniper has a lot of things they need to take account for. Like, there's several people at the bar. You got 8 different statues you need to look at. You have people at books. Like, you can get away with quite a bit, during these early moments. And looks like we're not really taking advantage so far, but I think we are at least attempting to chase down our ST who hasn't settled yet.
Well, we don't manage to do it. We're just in a conversation with Plain Twin, who does have a drink in hand, so I assume has been to bar. So we could fake being delegated to. And that looks like that's what we might be doing.
Yeah, that would be a very interesting play to see a direct furlough right now. I think if we do that, I mean, if I'm Verdruss, there's no way I think that, okay, this is just the spy direct furloughing. I'm like, okay, someone delegated and thought they could get away with it, right?
Yep.
And that is exactly what Yosh just did. So let's see if it works out as expected.
I will point out the twin that quote unquote delegated to us did just go to statues, so very nice luck there.
Banana
Yeah,
bread.
now they're settling right by the ambassador. BB comes off right as they get in conversation, so ooh, that's a little iffy. And unfortunately, they're the only conversation that doesn't have a DA or SDA in it, so probably not gonna get him shot. If I'm Yash, I need to
Banana
contact
bread.
again. Okay, and this actually was a white BB for twin, so that was nice. Although it's still not real, so he has no reason to take the shot.
Yeah, Verdruss has it down to 3, so I don't think it's confident on who exactly was delegated to. Which general was at bar earlier, so it's completely fair. But we do need to actually, do other missions. Where did we get this print? This was from bar, right?
Yeah, I think the ambassador had gone to bar right before we did.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is actually an interesting situation because I thought, usually when you direct Purloin, you're thinking like, okay, I'm like, this is just a pure frame. If they don't shoot, I lose. But Yash could actually just win this on mission count. If like he really just needs to finish up his flirt and find one more print, and I don't think Verdruss is going to shoot for that.
Well,
So
we only have a minute and 15 left, and we just got a 34% flirt. So flirt is going to be pretty hard to do. But there's prints probably everywhere. I haven't been paying attention. Blue is going to get a print right now. So
yeah, at the very least, I mean, there's a briefcase. Briefcase is probably dead by this point, but yeah, there is a prince on blue. Although it'll look extremely suspicious us going there right after the ambassador just left. Although with the clock, we don't really have any other choices. It's either Prince, Bug, or yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't even think we're gonna finish Flirt. I think we have to take this Bug and just go to the bookshelf, which we do. Yeah, and as expected, Verdruss is watching that like a hawk. So honestly, really good spy game from Yosh, and yeah, really good sniping from Verdruss.
yep. I think the play there, which I think that was fine if we weren't being watched, but I think it had to be we go behind the ambassador, which would have been invisible, and go to bookshelves and force the shot there because we weren't
Yeah,
getting flared down.
yeah, we had to try to get Twin in for a real contact at some point. I mean, of course, Yosh doesn't know where the SDAs are, but that might have been another path to victory.
Yep.
All right, and
When it's down
let's
to 3 that early, it's very hard. So fair enough.
absolutely. And yeah, so it looks like Verdruss is gonna be on the spy side as Redruss in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
That is a bug attempt. It was very visible, but not sure if it was noticed.
Yeah, it was quite visible. It's one of those unfortunate situations where it looks like the perfect opportunity, but you're getting bounced all over the place. So yeah, it doesn't take, and it's extremely visible, and we get a highlight right off the bat. So I think Yash at least suspects it, and might be a similar situation to Courtyard, where he's just waiting for us to do a couple more missions.
Yeah, it might have been Yosh thinks they saw a bug and is just like probably a phantomed it. And I'm just gonna be on the safe side here.
Yeah,
Which is great.
nice little briefcase redirect to reset the flirt timer. Um,
We
and
do get safety off, but I'm assuming that's just for bug.
yeah, it could be. I mean, it also could have been that he didn't like, the path taken on that redirect, and then of course we settled into the exact same conversation we were in before and insta talked. Uh, DA does join us, and actually conversations are quite full, so this would probably be an okay time to take a contact.
Yep. It would be 5 people out, including 2 highlights, but we don't know about those. Well, sorry. Now there's 4 people out because we just got low lit for something.
Yeah, and
But
I
we're
guess I
gonna
could
take it down.
understand.
Banana bread.
Yeah, so actually this kind of
DA
worked out in our favor.
bails. Yeah, DA bails, but we still have the real. We are low lighting for fake BBs, so I'm assuming Yosh does know that that conversation does have a DA,
Yeah, so
or
this
did
was
have it at the BB.
like when we waited, like quite a few people had left our conversation circle. So like the other two circles were more full.
Behind, um, but definitely needs to get stuff done while also struggling to actually, not be shot. This is a losing game for Verdruss, but
Yeah, I like the idea, go ahead and just take a book out. I mean, direct transfer is a quick way to get a mission, and yeah, one of the situations where sniper just might not be looking at it. I mean, in this case, we know that they will be because we're one of only, a few highlights. But yeah, I mean, you have to like at least give yourself a chance. You have to give yourself a fighting chance to get a win here, and we haven't got shot yet, so that's one more mission in the bag. I think yeah, I mean, we do need to get that one more quick mission. And we have time to actually take our time. I think we are maybe just gonna go. Okay, so
yeah, great.
shot for going to the bar.
All right. It was a great game that definitely didn't have anything bad happen in the middle there on our side.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think this really just comes down to like an unfortunate bug at the start. Yosh was always gonna shoot Verdruss for no matter what he did, so a little unfortunate, but Verdruss, at least went down swinging. And with that, looks like we're moving on to Veranda.
Yep.
Right, and
Miranda, very big, has a lot of things on it. Yep.
indeed, it looks like Yash is going to be spying as Tex, and we'll go and start in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, Tex is, I think, after Pearls and Sorry, the slowest character. It might be Smallman, but Tex is definitely bottom 4. So this is going to be, this is an interesting character pick for that reason.
Yeah, like you mentioned, pretty big map. I mean, or a pretty big venue. Like a lot of things. And I mean, with 5 of 8 mission, you do need to stay fairly active. With a slow character, obviously that is going to be a bit of a hindrance. But yeah, on the reverse side, a lot of things that the sniper has to look at. So you can usually be fairly active without, picking up too much suspicion. And yeah, it looks like Yasha getting to a pretty good start. I think this might be his first green flirt of the game, so hooray for that. And
That might be Yosh's first green of the game.
it might be. And yeah, it looks like the ambassador is already kind of leaving some prints. Other suspects are going to statues. I mean, pretty good party so far. Yeah, so we're not going to hang out for the second flirt. Looks like we're going to go ahead and maybe get a set of inspects here at the back statues.
I do think the ambassador might have been in this statue, so I think, yep, this is a fingerprintable one, which is great. We are getting a highlight for it, but I think this is just statue highlights.
Yeah, probably statue highlights. I know some snipers are going to be a little bit more suspicious of a fingerprintable statue, but it's really early enough that I think this probably was a good play from Yash. Even if the sniper was aware of that, they could easily just forget, later on in the game that we even have that fingerprint. So always nice to get one of those in hand.
Yep. We do have a lot of progress on not all of the missions. I don't suspect we're getting a bug here because it looks like we're getting stared at.
Yeah,
But
Pastor came right next to us, but this is just the worst angle because, our arm is just going to be like completely parallel or perpendicular with the sniper. So Yash wisely does not take that.
yep. That being said, even though we have a lot of progress in a lot of missions, we don't have any missions completely done yet. So we do need to start worrying about that. But we are just gonna take a drink here and just sit here for a little bit.
Yeah, just taking an innocent drink. A little surprising that that's the course of action considering there's only 2 minutes left. If it had been fingerprintable, that would have been a mission done. But yeah, instead just joining back in with the ST, probably a good decision because, at least if we don't green this, we'll have opportunities to come back and finish it later, which will be the case. But yeah, actually, what kind of feels like a good start is really just a lot of partial progress. We don't have a single mission done and not a lot of time.
I will say the ambassador just left a print on one of the front statues there. So if we do finish flirt and get a BB, we could finish all 3 of the other missions at that statue. Theoretically, it would probably get shot, but it's an option.
Yeah, I mean, those are, generally the type of finishes that even like really strong players are looking for. So I think that would be your best chance. Hopefully Yash has been paying attention.
Yosh paying attention? I doubt it. But we are going to go to that statue. We aren't going to be able to finish all of our missions here, but we are going to finish 2.
Yeah, 2, maybe even 3. Although I do think a swap would be extremely high risk right now.
Yeah. Yosh
Yeah,
smartly doesn't do that, except I do say smartly, but we have the DA on one side, the SG on another, and we have to finish both those and a third mission.
yeah,
So
we're
I
in
don't know.
we kind of force ourselves in a situation where we kind of have to just like flirt, purloin, crash bug, and I don't think there's really any other options unless we're going to time out at this window. But Verdruss is going to be pretty well aware of those windows at this time.
Yeah, we are requesting, but that's not going to be enough time. We need another mission afterwards anyway. We are waiting, and even then, we don't get the perna line in time. We are just going to time out.
Yeah, a little unfortunate because I kind of like the way we were doing that. We had really all the soft tells done, and we had one more that we could do in contact, and yeah, and then it really just comes down to just that last hard tell, and who knows if the sniper's going to see it or not. Just yeah, it really just kind of ended up being a pacing issue in this round.
That is, again, one of the reasons why a slow character like Tex on Veranda is an interesting choice, because you are going to fall into pacing issues very easily like that.
Yep. So it looks like Verdruss is going to counter with Seek and going to kick things off in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yep, Seek notably, I think, is the third fastest character, so we are having the opposite thing here. So
It
we're
looks like
just definitely not wanting to time out like Yosh.
Smallman is a popular seduction target on Veranda. So joining in with their ST and our double agent, although I don't think most players are looking to contact this early, and we're getting offered quite early, so the missions are there, but I think it's kind of bait to take any of those right now.
Yeah, Verdruss can easily see around the corner and see that there's only 3 people in this conversation across the way, so it's definitely not a good contact.
Yeah, and early purloins, like they can kind of work, but like only when you do them immediately. If you wait, just a little bit after like a couple, like 1 or 2 people have been offered, like the sniper is almost surely paying attention by that point, so those usually aren't going to work out so well. I'm going to this far bookshelf, and yeah, we haven't really seen any animation transfers. I wonder if Verdruss has some plans for that.
Yeah. We are going to do an animation. It is a green, and it's completely off screen since we're on the complete other side. So we're going to get that clean.
Yeah, that back corner is really good for, especially if you hit a green test, like that's almost always going to go unnoticed. The part where the sniper might be paying attention is when we have to, finish it up at one of these bookshelves, because usually the sniper is at least keeping an eye on both of those, and they'll at least have some awareness that, okay, you've been to one bookcase before. But yeah, so far just really no real suspicion on us at this point. So taking the contact as we're offered. So let's see if this will go into a purloin attempt. No, it will not.
Yeah, there are quite a few people out for BB, and I think Yoshi's taking fake low lights as well. So we have a lot of people out, and I don't think that's even all of the people who are out. So
Yeah,
not the greatest BB, but it's a mission.
yeah, and I think that might have been one of the situations where that might have been a good opportunity for a BB purloin, because yeah, the sniper is going to get a little distracted taking all those low lights and probably going to forget like where exactly Toby was. Like maybe have a general idea, but I feel like situations like that are ones where you could probably get away with it. Yeah, still not opting to take. I think we're just kind of taking our time. Like we still have this microfilm to finish up. Unfortunately, like this room is kind of clearing out. You kind of want some cover when you go for that second transfer.
That looked so much like a bug path, and we did not take a bug. I think that would have been a great bug, and we're getting highlight for it too. So Yosh agrees, but not Verdruss.
Yeah, that's not good, because the last 2 times we've been shot were for suspected bugs, or well, for actual real bug attempts. But yeah, this I think Yosh is paying a little extra attention to bug attempts, and something like that could end up being a death sentence.
Yep, this is another potential thing here where we could have bugged. We probably would have shot if we actually did it because we're highlight, but like all that is just adding on to suspicion, and we're getting nothing for it. And now we have 40 seconds left, and we have a lot of missions we need to get done.
Yeah, not.
White microfilming. We're not dead yet, so supposedly wasn't seen, but
Yeah, I think it's probably a good idea to go to red. I mean, green was just very exposed with nobody in the room. And sometimes in that back corner, the sniper's not going to take the right angle to see that. Yeah, once again, kind of forced to finish up at the last second, but actually we do have enough progress where we can finish missions here. So let's see how closely Yosh is paying attention.
yep. We do white swap. We doesn't matter though, because Boots just gets shot. Okay.
Yeah, let's see what Boots was doing. So Boots,
Probably has inspects and is just finishing
yeah,
inspect
Boots
in the
picked
last
up
few
a highlight
seconds.
about halfway through. Yeah, she was okay. So she was at the back statues at the very end. So this was kind of like one of those 50-50 type situations where there's two people who looked like they could be inspect swapping, and yeah, fortunately went with the wrong choice in this case. So yeah, good on Verdruss, pacing that like just enough to finish at the end. I think yeah, this would have been a tough situation because like even if Yash had waited for overtime, it still looks like Boots could be finishing there. So yeah, just kind of a tough spot with the AI look there.
Yep. If we had that bug from earlier, then we could have just inspected, but hey, a win's a win. So what are you gonna do?
Yep, it looks like with that, Verdruss will be going into pub 4-7 with a lead. Yash will be starting things off on the spy side as wheels in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yep. AI controlling again. Definitely didn't expect that. Um, we're just gonna go into an instant combo and take control. Wheels
Yeah,
is yeah.
not the ideal like spawn because like we're already in that back corner like by the bar and inspects, and we didn't take any kind of mission progress, so just kind of wasted the first 10 seconds or so. And we're in an innocent combo, so yeah, like with pub 4-7, the thing I like about it is you have more time to do things, but a minute of that time has kind of gone by without things being done, so a little rough. Like if we plan to finish flirt, I think we do need to go ahead and get some progress on that sooner than later.
Yep. I also think AI control has dumped us into probably the spot that spies will just go to the most. We are gonna try to bug as wheels, which never works. It's not gonna take. I didn't actually see it, but it was probably not a great bug.
It yeah, it was a little less than ideal. Um, and then with those paths, like I don't know, like wheels, it's one of those things where you're always gonna look a little suspicious when you're pathing. But no real sign that Verdruss is staring us down yet, so at least we're okay in that regard. And yeah, one of those things like with AI control is like I think people will get to a conversation and then think like, oh, I need to follow proper etiquette and everything before I leave. But I think sometimes it's better to just leave because sniper, usually they're not paying that close attention unless they're very etiquette focused. So yeah, probably better to just kind of get out and start working on flirt or something.
Yeah, it's called time of chaos for a reason. You can just do a lot of nonsense, and you probably won't even get seen.
Yep. And speaking of nonsense, looks like we're gonna go ahead and get a probably a delegated purloin in hand, which I think is a good decision. So yeah, we have 4 missions, kind of forced to start making things happen. Minute 30, so gonna go ahead and get that second flirt in. Probably gonna go ahead and get a delegate, and yeah, I guess that's the hard thing about pub is even after delegating a purloin, getting flirt in contact, you still have to do one more mission. So let's see what's in Yasha's plans. So it
Yep.
looks like we are delegating to Queen.
Yep. We're getting a mission done. That being said, we still need a flirt, a contact, and some other mission, and we have a minute left. So Yosh needs to um, get those wheels moving.
Yeah,
Pun intended.
does feel like a pretty good a pretty good purloin because I think queen should be getting it pretty close to the expiration timer, which makes it a lot harder for the sniper to trace it back to us. What I thought was happening is our ST and the DA were in the same combo. We could have finished up 2 missions at once, but instead we're going to this innocent combo. I think we're probably with that failed bug. I think we're probably afraid that we're being tunneled a lot harder than we actually are here.
Actually, I do believe it's just that conversation was full, but we're gonna have to get a banana bread, get a flirt,
Banana bread.
Okay.
in one of the mission, and I think we're just top suspect here.
Okay, yeah, I didn't realize that there wasn't actually room to squeeze in, but yeah, it looks like Verdruss did a pretty good job tracking the purloin, because did go ahead and shoot on that contact.
I would have seen that bug again, because I'm pretty sure that was like just. Well, it was pretty good, but yeah, like even a non-pathing sniper can tell you that path's just no.
Yeah, so that's one of those things. If like even if there's a little bit of doubt about the bug, then of course they're going to watch you a little bit harder. Yeah, I don't think actually it wasn't really all that visible from the sniper side. Like usually Wheels' bugs are extremely visible, but I guess since he wrong-darmed it, ended up working out pretty well. But yeah, regardless of Verdruss, paying good attention and saw what he needed to saw, and yeah, so it looks like he will go ahead and spy as Tex in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Yeah,
Yep.
so Verdruss kind of sticking with the just send it approach, going straight to bar, getting that delegate early. Probably a good decision. Like it's like at the moment we can't really do much since we're the only bar visitor. Okay, no, looks like Irish has joined up, so yeah, I think like early delegates, like they can work out quite well, especially when the bar kind of fills up. It gets hard to like remember like who was actually there, like who could have sent, because you're not really looking for sends this really most of the time. Yeah, getting some early flirt progress as well.
The bar also just happens to be one of those places where you can just sit there for a second before your ST lands, so you can make sure to get a flirt, which we do at 34%. So definitely do like the move, even if we didn't like take a delegate.
Yeah, definitely like a lot of reasons to go there. I mean, it's one of those things. Even if you have the delegate, obviously you're never forced to use it. So just giving yourself options. And
Banana bread.
I think yeah, pretty smart play. Go ahead and take in that contact while the conversations are pretty much full. Well, mostly full with about three bar visitors.
Yeah, Sorry was also in a conversation by herself, so she could have been a little late. But everyone who is in has real, which on pub is a rarity. So I don't hate the real.
Yeah, and I definitely like Verdruss's approach so far. Like not really leaving things up to chance, just getting like really good progress. Already 85% on the flirt, got the contact out of the way, and yeah, I mean, like this is a venue where you can finish missions quite fast. Actually, like inspect, it's just done in one inspect, and yeah, I mean all the other options for fast missions are still there. So yeah, I think we're gonna go and get the other delegate, and I think that's a smart decision to do as the last mission. Especially if it's, like the actual last mission, because it may take the sniper 10 seconds before they decide like which one they actually want to shoot when it comes down to a 50-50.
Yep. I do believe Irish has a drink who we were next to, so we could have just taken the list, but I don't think that. I think we probably just would have been shot there, because I don't remember when Irish went, but it was probably early. But we are going to finish the flirt, which means we have two missions left, and we're going to be sending a low light to the bar.
Yeah, so that can go one of two ways. Like either, okay, you send a low light, you're gonna get shot instantly, or the other way to look at it is, since it's a low light, the sniper might not be paying attention to see if the list disappears. Problem is though, is that this isn't our last mission, so Yosh is going to figure out eventually that, a purloin was done and, possibly trace this back to us.
I will say, even if it is noticed, which I'm not sure if it is yet, you are absolutely not going to realize where that low light was, so you aren't going to be able to differentiate it from any of your other purloin
Yeah.
bar goers.
Yeah, fair point. I mean, I do think with the time on the clock, we probably are looking at statues for people who could be completing. I do think this is a good aggressive play from Verdruss to go ahead and just go straight to the statues, force the sniper to take a shot, and yeah, looks like Yosh did in fact find the correct shot in the end.
I think we had to go directly to inspect while like the purloin was happening, because then the purloin definitely probably would have been seen. But still a great game anyway, so can't argue with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And looks like with that, we're gonna move on into Taeyeon.
Yep. Yosh is going to need to win both of these to force a tie. Verdruss has at least secured that, which I don't believe we have tie breaks in groups, despite the prop having balcony in the prop for some reason. So,
Yep, it looks like Yash will be spying as, I believe, plane twin in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Sorry, that is in fact bling twin. It is kind of hard to tell sometimes.
wow, it's almost like the characters were designed to look the same or something like that. That's crazy. Yet again,
Yeah.
we're just doing nothing in the first few seconds, which is fine.
Yep, and for anyone who didn't watch Millionaire, if you ever want to know how to differentiate the twins, Bling has an earring, a tie clip, and a ring on his hand.
I believe they have actually 2 earrings.
Banana bread.
That 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 is, yes, that is a more accurate way to put it. He does in fact have
Yep.
2 earrings, and you can even see them from behind. So even if he's facing the other way, that's a good way to differentiate. Taking a very early contact, looks like a very good contact too, because I don't see many lowlights taken.
I will say, as a side note, because we're not doing much, if you have your laser over one of the twins, it'll mark the respective portrait on the bottom. So if you know which of the portraits is which, you can also do it that way.
Okay, yeah, that's a pretty good trick. Honestly, I did not
Yep.
even have any idea that you could do that. So
Yep.
definitely always appreciate the advice.
Yeah, no worries. I'm
Uh,
just here making sure everyone else is better so that I
and
can be
looks
worse.
like something is going on. We hit a green purloin. So Yash, I know, has not been happy with a lot of his purloins in the other sets because they were white purloins, which usually just get you killed instantly. Hits a green purloin in a very clutch moment, and Wheels is the taker.
Yep. Wheels is probably the best purloiner in Tan, so immediately top suspect as we see a highlight on them. But Verdruss is struggling to put other highlights up, so.
Yeah, it looks like he has part of the purloin chain, but not the part that includes us, which is great for Yash. And I love this pacing so far. 2 missions done, 2.5 missions done with well over a minute left. I think we're, yeah, putting ourselves in a great position to get a spy win here.
Yep. We do need to get potentially 2 more flirts if we don't hit a green on this next one, and another mission. But this is Tan, so this is easily the easiest one to go ahead and just get a mission randomly.
Banana bread.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see a bug, but the ambassador might need to play nice for us to do that. But if I don't know, if I'm Yash, I'm probably gonna try to just force bug. But there are other options, of course. I mean, honestly, I think we could just go center inspect since we're not even a highlight. But of course, Yash has no way of knowing that he's not a highlight. But I'm sure he's feeling pretty good, with that pretty early green purloin.
Well, if Verdruss isn't on the purloin and somebody goes to statues in the last 30 seconds, that might be a shot that comes off. So I think we have to be a little bit more subtle, but I don't know. We can win this probably if we get another mission and don't just time out.
Yeah, that could definitely be some of those situations you want to avoid, where like the sniper might not have a single clue, and it's just like, okay, I'm just gonna shoot anyone who's going to the statues at spy o'clock. And this is a little rough because we're actually gonna force this into overtime as well.
Nope, we're just gonna run
Oh,
out of time because we get a red inspect.
oh, geez,
Yep.
that is the worst possible time for a red inspect.
Yeah, I think we needed to hit at least probably 2 greens there to get that in time, and even then, we're probably just the shot because we're at center statues in the last 10 seconds.
Yeah, that is quite rough. Like, I almost wonder if just taking like a really ugly bug would have been better, just because the sniper might not really be paying that much attention to us. Yeah, I mean, I do like the idea of going center inspects. I think maybe just if it was timed a little bit better, it could have worked out. Yeah, I really hate though that that had to end on a red inspect, because I want to see yeah, I would have been interested to see if Verdruss would have taken that shot if we had finished within time. But yeah, with
Yeah.
that, it looks like Verdruss is going to take this victory, so sets him up in a pretty good position to move on to brackets already, which pretty crazy thing to be saying in week 1. But of course, still has to play out the rest of his matches, and Carson could be giving players some trouble. So with that, let's go ahead and see how this last round ends.
Yep.
So
Yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
looks like we will have Verdruss on the spy side as sorry in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
This is probably Sari's best venue by like a mile, considering her invisible bugs only become more invisible on Tan, and also it's a very small venue. So
Yeah, sorry.
definitely love Sari here.
Yeah, sorry is quite good in pretty much a lot of situations. Even like weird things like her cough animation are harder to see. So very very good spy. Yeah, but bug is very hard to even notice, but some players will just give you a lot of extra bug credits for that reason.
Yep.
But yeah, it's
Uh,
kind of just taking our time, but really no rush, no real pressure here.
yep. Yeah. I mean, we've already won 7-4. This is just for tie breaks. So it's not a huge deal if we lose this, and Verdruss knows that you can relax a little bit, take it easy.
Yeah,
So
I mean there is the thought that tie breaks could become important.
Banana
If
bread.
Carson turns into a monster and beats him, then we might want to have the better tie break. But yeah, so I mean, of course, gonna take this seriously, but yeah, not too stressed over it.
yep. Uh, Karsten did do very, very well against Yosh in their match, so I would not be surprised
Banana
if Karsten
bread.
steals a win from Verdruss or Dafayosh. Well, I would be surprised if it was the Dafayosh, but still, we're gonna get a contact, which is gonna get a few low lights.
Yeah, I think the first contact, either the DA was out or he bailed on us. I didn't quite see what happened there, but was forced to take another. Do have credit, and yeah, still just kind of taking our time. And I think this is probably one of the few venues where you can do that. If you want to do all your missions at the end, you can do that, and it can absolutely work. I've even seen people just do all their missions at the start, and that's worked as well because it's Taean and it is hard to see things.
Yep. Uh, Still,
Banana bread.
we have no there's a fake BB, which doesn't do all too much, but we still need flirt and hardtails if we're gonna finish here. But I guess we're just yeah, we're gonna go into a flight right now.
Yeah, kind of the way Verdruss is played is, I mean, he's always getting a mission win countdown so far. So if there was ever a time to time out, like I think it could work here. But instead, we're just gonna go straight for direct transfer. So I can pretty much forget about any timeouts when it comes to Verdruss because he's here to do missions. Yosh does see it though and takes a shot. So yeah,
I
pretty
can
decent.
confirm that is not a timeout.
Yes. And honestly, ended up being a pretty exciting set. Like I think Yosh is kind of one of those people where win, lose, or draw, it's always going to be close. And yeah, delivered once again today.
I mean, with Yosh, it's usually lose, but that's fine.
Yeah, that it happens. He's my fellow Sapphire player, and we have been known to lose games from time to time.